honest work will make the world a better place. World a better place. Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit. Remember, our honest work will make the world a better place. World a better place.
Please stand by for decontamination to end.
Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit.
Please stand by for decontamination to end.
Attention, please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit. Floor level, -5. Living quarters.
Hey, don't sneak up on me like that. Good day. Employee, come here, please. I've got an excellent offer for you.
Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit. Remember, our honest work will make the world a better place. World a better place. Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit. Remember, our honest work will make the world a better place. World a better place. Remember, our honest work will make the world a better place. World a better place. Attention,
Come back
attention.
again.
Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit. Remember, our honest work will make the world a better place. World a better place. Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit.
Appreciates their dedication. We extend an especially big thank you to those who risk their lives every day in the facilities, those who've been injured on the job. And the new committee is definitely concerned about social responsibility in our community.
Remember, our honest work will
That's
make
why
the
we
world
raised
a
the
better
official
place.
retirement age,
World
so
a
that
better
you can
place.
work longer and earn more money for your eventual retirement. Congratulations again, dear friends. I raise my glass as...
Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit. Remember, our honest work will make the world a better place. World a better place.
Never mind, doesn't matter. What's my point?
Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit.
Company? Forwarding thoughts of science. We're changing society itself. Are against.
Remember, our honest work will make the world a better place. World a better place. Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit. World a better place. Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit. Remember, our honest work will make the world a better place. World a better place.
Employee!
Attention.
Employee, come here,
Attention.
please. I've got an
Please handle
excellent
relics
offer for you.
carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit.
Floor level -1. Lobby.
There's more paperwork every year.
Attention. Attention. Please handle relics carefully.
Greetings. I hope to see you again soon.
Hey, sweetheart. You want to have a good time, don't ya?
Hiya. See ya. Yeah, right. Get out of here. If you want to fight, go outside. This is a reputable establishment.
What do you need? Good luck.
And a better world. The doors of the church are always open. We'll be waiting for you.
Remember,
How can I help?
honest work will make the world a better place. World a better place. Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit. Remember, our honest work will make the world a better place. World a better place. Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit.
Later.
Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be
Later.
forfeit. Remember, our honest work will make the world a better place. World a better place.
A lean woman is hunched over the console, hair pulled back in a tight knot.
Attention.
As the doors close behind you with a quiet hiss, she turns briskly to face you.
You have an appointment, an examination, am I right? Know this. You must submit to a blood test and show me your Selectron as your ID. Some sly dogs have been coming around twice for an extra 100.
Her voice is firm and loud, and she's spinning a ring of keys on her finger, one that was sticking out of the console a moment ago. The badge on her white coat reads, Henrietta Russo, Project Director. The coat itself is flecked with several stains in different colors. Russo follows your gaze down to her soiled coat.
It's soda. This scrap doesn't wash off.
A baffled grimace appears on the woman's flushed face.
Then why are you here? Don't you want your examination, medical assistance, and 100 calm bonds to guzzle away in Beth's bar?
She spreads her arms as if to embrace the entire hall.
This is Emulator, the place they began to build immediately after the incident. As you can see, it's still being built, so I can't show you any miracles yet. Anything else that interests you?
Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully.
The white chuckles sarcastically.
Let me guess. The thing that flashed was the 100 calm bonds you'll get for undergoing the examination.
She gives you an apologetic pat on the shoulder.
Don't get mad. It's just that I get told about hallucinations by nearly everyone I meet. That's why you have to pass the simplest test right now. I have to be certain you really cross paths with Maelstrom.
The white explains, taking a notebook out of her pocket.
So, first question. Where did you contact Maelstrom?
Russo taps pen on pad, impatiently. The white gives you a skeptical look, but makes no comment. Russo writes something down and turns the page.
Second question. Describe your interaction with Maelstrom.
The pen stops in Henrietta's fingers.
Okay. You were navigating the fog and talking to them.
She shuts the notebook.
Let's get down to your examination. Stand here. I'm going to prepare special parameters for the scan. This will take some time.
Russo puts the scanner back on the computer console and studies you, deep in thought.
I could use a smoke after that. And I don't smoke, by the way.
She says. Henrietta walks a full circle around you and stops in front of you again.
What can I say? That was the best 100 we've ever spent. Your vitals are downright incredible. The sensors are off the scale. Even the FOBs don't show these metrics. And unlike them, your brains haven't turned into mush, supposedly. I'm going to say this now. I need you to become part of this project. What do you say to that?
The white is looking at you expectantly. Russo raises an eyebrow.
Yeah? Let's cut to the chase.
Henrietta gestures for you to come over. She stops near the control panel to examine a massive construction hanging from the ceiling of the main hall. She fixes you with her gaze.
Long story short, in 1976, the incident started in Nashville. Maelstrom broke free of the excavation zone, destroyed the spire, and killed a lot of people. And those who weren't killed outright had their brains fried into non-existence. If that was an experiment, I'd call it a total fail.
Russo raises her head to study the green lights high up under the complex's ceiling with acute fascination.
Everybody was in a panic all that year, waiting every day for the end of the world. But Nakamura was able to overcome the disturbances and evacuated the bigger part of the survivors here. She offered autonomy to anyone who wanted it. those from Phalanx and Carmine Heights, and decided that something must be done about Maelstrom in the center of the dome. Thus, the emulator was born.
Henrietta clasps her hands behind her back and walks around the room.
Things went quite well over the next 2 years. Maelstrom showed no activity, and all the trials were right on schedule. But several months ago, our sensors detected that Maelstrom had begun to grow, to become stronger. From my own calculations, I realized we needed the help of all those different people. Someone needs to search for relics for the emulator, and help with the coding. Otherwise, the Nashville Megalo anomaly will overtake us. It will be too late.
The White clenches her teeth and shakes her head. It's the first time you've ever seen her this serious.
That's why they're here. Spencer, Abbott and his nutty buddy Santiago, and of course Karma. Our relationship with her has been sour since day one. Kimiko sacrificed a lot for them to be here, and I only lost control over the project. You know I would shove my ambitions and call it a day, if that was of any use to the emulator, but...
She points downwards. From the edge of the balcony, you can see a mishmash of burnt wires and the melted remains of some relic.
Now it's all gone to hell. The price has already been paid, but there were no results. The trials were unsuccessful. That's why I need help. And that's why I believe you're twice as valuable an employee.
Russo sinks into the chair.
Told you! Welcome aboard. I forgot to add that this Titanic is barely staying afloat, and there's another iceberg dead ahead. But we can still sail through, if we really do give it our best.
Henrietta is sitting behind the console, visibly tired. She's taken her shoes off, and you can see bright green socks peeping out from the edge of the console.
I am a bit short of breath from that pretentious speech, but hopefully you can understand we have the same goals now. And it's time for us to discuss the details. Shall we?
She waits for you to agree.
Great. Let's begin.
Henrietta opens her notebook. She runs her eye rapidly over the lines.
Past trials were unsuccessful. That's why it's so important to do everything right, and get the system ready for the new trials and a test run as soon as possible. Let's see what we have on that list.
Biting her lip, Russo checks her notepad.
Let's start with the driver. It's not installed. Karma Ishtwani is responsible for it. Her door is next to mine, by the way. Find out what's going on. Next, our transcriptor got fried during the recent trials. The new one is supposed to arrive via Phalanx caravan, but nothing's come yet. Go poke Don Spencer. He must know something about it. Spencer usually hangs out with his caravan buddies in the market square.
She makes a note in her notebook.
Yes, you should also talk to those nutty church people. Santiago, he usually preaches near the city entrance. Promised me a special version of the teleglasses to connect to the emulator. And what do you suppose he's given me so far? Nothing. I still haven't seen those damn glasses.
The White seems to be losing her temper a little bit at a time. She rubs her forehead tiredly and sets her notebook aside.
Everything isn't going smoothly for us either. Since the tests, the system's power supply hasn't been restored. Talk to technician Clayton Montgomery on Magellan's reactor level. I almost forgot. The emulator needs anomaly essence to work. This essence can be found in various parts of the dome, but we don't have a lot of time. Do you know about the picnic neutral zone? Well, that place in the swamps is full of anomalies. Talk to the people out there. They'll have essence for sure.
Henrietta grows absent, perhaps reviewing what she said in case she's forgotten anything important. Russo looks at you.
So, this is what we're going to do. I'm staying here to prepare the trial program and make sure no one fiddles with the emulator. You handle everything else. Better start with Magellan. I have a feeling they've got some hidden agenda, okay?
A plumpish woman in a white coat is sitting at a table surrounded by screens. Her fingers fly rapidly over the keyboard, the sharp click of the keys like distant gunfire. As you approach, the clicking of the keyboard stops, and the white raises her eyes to study you. She doesn't seem angry or irritated, but her glance is so cold it gives you chills. Without a word, she returns to her work as if you didn't exist. The keyboard noises stop.
Karma Ishtwani. Nice to meet you.
She says indifferently. The white offers you her hand, but retracts it the moment your fingers touch. Hers are cold as her dead eyes. The keys begin their interminable clicking again. The clicking stops, and Ishtwani grabs your sleeve.
I will ask you a few questions and then you are free to go.
She looks at your badge, apparently recognizing your name and rank.
Are you connected to other project participants somehow? Any intimate relationships? Friendship? Family?
Karma nods slowly without shifting her piercing gaze.
Is that the exact and entire truth?
Ishtwani's grip slackens slightly, but her fingers are still wrapped around your wrist like a handcuff.
What were your goals in joining the project?
She asks. Ishtwani narrows her eyes, confused.
Could you explain, please?
Karma listens to you with an utterly disdainful look. Seems she believes not one word of your story.
What you told me completely contradicts sound science. You must understand that much. So you're either mad or a very confident liar. Or, the least likely option, you're telling the truth. Interesting.
Ishtwani waxes pensive, but still keeps a tight hold on your wrist. The white releases your hand.
I appreciate your answers. You may leave. You're distracting me from my work.
Still silent, Karma returns to her computer and resumes tapping away on the keyboard.
The absence of an answer is itself an answer, meaning either no or that I am still thinking about it.
Ishtwani speaks through clenched teeth. She does not pause in her typing. She steps away from the table and crosses her arms to rest her hands on their opposite shoulders.
You pressuring me won't make the driver appear any sooner, but you can contribute to the common cause. Are you ready to hear how? Then listen. I won't repeat myself.
Ishtwani plucks the kairos from your pocket without asking and begins clicking away.
I'm uploading the coordinates of the science and engineering team camp. Maelstrom activity in that area is relatively high, but it is still safe. 4 scientists are taking readings on that activity and using the data to build an updated driver.
Attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit.
Stop fiddling with the lock.
Remember, our honest work makes the world a better place. A better place. Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit. Remember, our honest work will make the world a better place. World a better place. Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit.
My dearly beloved people of the Dome, brothers and sisters, pause and listen. What brought you here to this desert? Was it money? Adventure? Goodwill? One thing every one of us has in common. We all came here seeking the best. Was it money? Adventure?
I'm listening.
He says thickly, around the stub of his cigar.
The caravan didn't make it.
He says shortly, and puffs out a plume of smoke.
It's lost.
Spencer peers at you through a piece of ice melting in his glass. The silver takes a long pull at his drink and shrugs.
Gone astray. Plundered.
Don takes a drag on his cigarette.
Fops. Who else?
He shows you a map of the dome on his communicator screen. Somewhere to the northeast, a tiny triangle is shimmering faintly.
Last time they were in touch, it was somewhere around here. And that was it.
Spencer puts the communicator away. He steps over to the window, his cigar shedding thick chunks of ash on the floor.
I'll send you the coordinates. Go check it out.
Come on in.
Bare, gasoline-soaked footprints lead you to a small camp that looks more like a garbage dump. A pair of cargo containers, apparently stolen from a caravan, have been turned upside down and transformed into huts with canopies. Some dirty, odd-looking vagabonds resembling fops are hanging around. A hefty guy with a flamethrower walks over with long strides. The rest follow him, one of the tramps galloping on all fours. He comes so close you're forced to take a couple of steps back. A wave of heat is washing off the fop, either from him or the red-hot barrel of the flamethrower. A bright red sack with slits for eyes covers his head. A green tail sticks out from the top of the mask.
I'm Pepper, yo, and we like to light it up. And so will you, if you want to live. Yo!
He adds, weightily. The slit's gaze is unfriendly. The fops turn out to be very understanding. One of them, wearing a necklace of coins, pats your head sympathetically.
You really need it, huh?
Asks Pepper. Your response infuriates him. Pepper turns to face the desert and begins shooting flames at the horizon.
Bitch! Fucking bitch! Yo, shit! Why's the world shitty like that? People just want to light it up! Fuck!
He angrily kicks an empty tin can. The fop on all fours rolls onto his back and begins to kick his feet and screech. The chief fop straightens his mask and tells you,
Damn, you lit her up fine, yo. Bug, give your Hummer to that employee.
The fop on all fours pulls a strange relic out from somewhere under his clothes, then rolls on his back and starts to jerk his limbs and screech, but this time in complete silence. Russo is comparing the readings with the data in her notebook.
Any news? We need to prepare this thing for the new trials as soon as possible.
Russo carefully takes the device from your hands.
Fops, you say? I see. They somehow sense the radiation of any active relic. Psychos. What do you expect?
Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage, your life will be forfeit.
My dearly beloved people of the Dome, brothers and sisters, pause.
A giant man spreads his arms in greeting. Impenetrable black glasses hide at least half his face. The stranger smiles.
Reverend Santiago at your service. Is this about my sermon, The Priceless Gift of the New World? I could check you in.
He embraces you with his strong, warm arms, smiling all the while. Santiago's lips, still stretched in a broad smile, twitch once or twice. Although his eyes are hidden behind the glasses, you can tell he's examining you closely. The Reverend's bright smile widens.
You know, it's hard to win Henrietta's confidence. You're a special person, that's for sure. If only I knew why. Anyway, the device you're asking for is the apex of our technology. I'm not comfortable handing it over to a stranger. No offense intended, of course. Let's do this. Since I want to know you better, I'll be watching out for you at our sermons. We conduct them every day at 6 p.m. on this very spot. Is that all right with you?
He extends his hand to seal the deal. Santiago's smile deepens.
My intuition is whispering that we'll get along well. Oh yes, my friend. See you at the sermon. My dearly beloved people of the Dome, brothers and sisters, pause and listen and think. What brought you...
The Reverend turns to you with a smile. The Reverend hands you a pair of teleglasses in an opaque white casing.
Wonderful. We'll begin the moment you put these on. To avoid any confusion, I'll tell you these are not those glasses. You will receive those after the sermon as we agreed.
People start gathering around the makeshift stage. Judging by their clothes, some of them came from the city, but most are locals. A handful brought their own glasses, but the majority has none. Apparently, they'll be hearing the sermon for the first time. Santiago is contentedly pacing the length of the stage, wearing his usual grin.
Thank you. Thank you all for coming. I do ask that you please forgive the delay. Once my assistants arrive with the equipment for any of you who've come without, we shall begin. Ah, here they are.
Lights shimmer behind the sewage gate. Some people with torches appear to drag a large wooden box up on the stage. Someone pries open the lid. Teleglasses are laid in rows in the box. The assistants begin to pass them out to the crowd. You're standing in the crowd, waiting for the sermon to start. Nothing's happened yet. The world around you is unchanged, except for the slightly purple tint. You look around. Everyone is hastily donning their teleglasses. The spotlights around the stage go dark, and the rippling screens turn off one by one. Vague, bright flashes fly past you in the gathering purple dusk, and you hear the sounds of the seashore. Waves are rolling in over a strip of pebbles onto fine, white sand. Looking more closely, you see the water is sparkling light blue, rose, and white. The waves are filled with light, although it doesn't resemble sunlight. Casting your head back, you look up at a peacefully blazing blue disk high in the sky. Someone takes you by the hand. A pretty woman is smiling kindly at you, her face a shimmering white. I am Sister Maria. Come with me. You walk along the shore together. The sea washing up at your feet recalls memories, though it's hard to say whether they represent things that actually happened. Did you go looking for little crabs? Did you build a castle from a handful of wet sand that formed walls and towers by itself? The sunglasses you just picked up from the surf, did you ever really find them on a beach? Maria gives your fingers a playful squeeze. We could stay here forever. It doesn't matter where you were before. Here, you can build and live the life you want. The soft roll of the waves brings peace. You walk contentedly alongside Maria. The sky overhead reminds you of a blue rose abyss. Massive glowing streams rise from the gleaming horizon like flames in slow motion. Your companion slows down a bit. We're almost there. You'll see something soon. She takes a step into the ocean, dragging you after her. The water splashes with each step, but doesn't slow you down at all. The dark blue dome above grows ever larger and lighter, as if you were strolling right into the heavens, your feet never leaving the sea. When the opening above your head has vanished completely, you see an enormous arch lost in the boundless sky. A distant land dotted with seas roofs this world. The lights of settlements on this sky continent shimmer through gleaming clouds. Maria turns to you. We'll stop here. That faraway world can be yours. The church is willing to give it to each of us. All we need to do is take a step forward. I will be waiting here for your return. Before you have a chance to respond, the space around you begins to fall apart. Everything decays into a grid of glowing lines which rapidly blink off, one by one. You rip the glasses off your head. Water's sloshing in your boots and the ground around your feet is wet. A novitiate standing by the stage is holding a fire hose. He closes the nozzle and drags it away. Then the lanterns all come on again, illuminating the stage where Santiago's standing, arms thrown up.
Thank you for coming, everyone. Maria and I will be waiting for you at our next sermon. Pause and listen and think. What brought you here to this?
Seeing you, Santiago's smile broadens.
How did you like the sermon? It was well worth your time, right?
The Reverend continues to smile, but his eyes are moving behind the black glasses. Santiago is examining you closely. He pulls a massive pair of teleglasses wrapped in wires from his pocket.
I watched you during the sermon. I'm not surprised that Henrietta chose you. Her instinct for people with potential has always amazed me.
Santiago hands you the device.
Here, say hello to Henrietta for me. My dearly beloved people of the Dome, brothers and sisters, pause and listen and think.
Russo is comparing the readings with the data in her notebook.
Any news?
The White sets the device on the table.
Here's something funny. I gave the latest version of these to our engineers. They took it apart and told me the technology can't be replicated at this point. The circuit board customizations are completely foreign to them. We have no idea what makes them tick. That means we'll need to perform our sun dance for the abbot. Round and round.
She adds.
Dearly beloved people of the Dome, brothers and sisters, pause and listen and think. What brought you here to this desert? Listen and think. What brought you here
one of us has in common. We all came here seeking the best for ourselves and the world. And we are all...
Hiya. Hey, help a fellow out, would ya?
Help a fella out, would you?
Anyone from Picnic? Give me a hand with this one. God, I want none of that.
Audrey puts down the cup.
You seem to like it here. By the way, merchants often come through. You can sometimes get cheap stuff from them. Well, or from me. I also trade.
Melville leaves the mug and takes out a key.
Let me open the workshop and I'll show you what I've got.
Glad to meet you. I hope to see you again soon.
Audrey puts down the cup.
You seem to like it here. By the way, merchants often come through. You can sometimes get cheap stuff from them. Well, or from me. I also trade.
Audrey listens carefully to your story about the emulator. When you're finished, the blue gives you a piercing look, and then turns meaningfully to the path leading to the swamps.
We had a contract. If you want to change the conditions, I don't mind at all. You clean up the swamp, and I'll give you what you asked for. Deal?
Audrey nods. Audrey nods amicably.
I saw my grandpa's new peg leg.
Audrey seems puzzled by this question.
This is the neutral zone. We don't participate in political games, and we don't approve of violence and banditry. If someone asks us for asylum, we'll protect them as long as they're in our territory. We also forbid gambling and prostitution. It's a tax-free zone for all trade operations, and all donations for the zone's general needs are voluntary. There are no other rules.
The girl wraps her hands around the mug again and glances over at you. She takes the photo from your hands.
Oh, Lord, could it be? Yes, this is it. I thought it was gone for good. Where'd you find it?
Audrey slowly shakes her head in amazement.
I'm much obliged, of course, but you shouldn't have taken such risks. Oh, Gramps. I should tell him I'm not angry. Of course, he's quite a handful, and I might not be a bowl of cherries either, but we shouldn't have been arguing. That's not the way to go. After all, we're
She looks at the photo and smiles.
family.
She sniffles.
Sorry. Thank you very much for finding it.
Forgot something? See ya!